Well, after a year-long hiatus, the Dream Team, the squad is back. Screen Time is back. I'm Travis,
I'm Brandon.
and today we're going to talk about Halloween Kills, Brandon, which just came out, a couple days ago at this point?
Yeah, Friday.
Friday, yeah.
Right? Well, Thursday night at midnight, right?
Yeah.
You watched it. You watched it immediately. As soon as it was available to stream on Peacock, you were on it.
It was so annoying, too, because, the Peacock Twitter account, was getting questions like, okay, what time is it going to be available? And they're like, I don't know yet.
And it was before midnight, because I remember I looked, before I went to bed and stuff, and it was up and on. I could have watched it right then, but I was like, nah, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, good choice. Good choice. As we'll get into it, too, as well, because we're going to we'll do some more watch-alongs and stuff like that in this channel, and we're going to keep it pretty much free range. Do whatever we want. It's screen time. There's a lot of different ways you can consume your screen time, and not just movies, TV shows, and maybe some music,
YouTube clips,
everything.
Whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. Keep it open. And this one's going to be kind of just a review podcast of us just talking about the movie, because we both kind of had the same thought on it that could have been better. It wasn't the best movie of all time. Brandon, I'll start off with you, because you watched Halloween 2018 recently, which is actually a kind of a good play, because it does lead.
I also watched the 1978 Halloween because I knew this was coming up. I wanted to refresh. It'd been, literal decades since I've seen Halloween. So,
dude, how that was shot, compared to nowadays, there was one of my biggest things. We'll just jumble it. We're gonna dive into. We'll talk about everything.
The whole Halloween. So, well, at least what is considered canon now, because isn't that the deal? It's Halloween, which I that's where I'm like, why would you name the 2018 one just Halloween? Then so we got Halloween, followed by Halloween Kills.
We have 3 Halloweens actually.
Right.
With the Rob Zombie.
Yeah, but that one doesn't count.
Suck.
But that right, and it's not part of this universe timeline now that they're saying.
Timeline. First one, 1978, and then it continues off where he comes back on that bus, 2018 Halloween. So that's the second film.
Right.
Third film
also named Halloween, which is stupid.
So dumb. Third film was this one that just came out.
Halloween Kills, right? And then Halloween Ends.
Yes.
Will be next.
Yep.
But so I went back and watched the original Halloween to refresh my memory, and it was just as bad as I remembered. I know that you were like I had said kind of in previous conversation, if I went back and watched Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street, the movies that I far preferred over Halloween back in the day when I was watching these movies initially, I would probably think those were stupid too. I think I might watch Friday the 13th tonight. And actually I'd probably go with Friday the 13th too, because I actually did recently watch the original Friday the 13th, which I really like, because Jason Voorhees, the masked killer, isn't the killer in that movie. It's his crazy ass mom. And again, like I said, I like things that are kind of more almost based in reality. And when we get into Halloween Kills, man, it's a cartoon. Michael Myers is a cartoon.
The thing about the OG, the 1978 version, is that the biggest thing that it actually whatever we won't find it scary. We watched it. I watched it recently. You watched it, like you said, recently. The first movie actually had some attempt at suspense.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. And it was the John Carpenter kind of doing it, and and that's one of the most frustrating things about this series is that it has such great potential. Yeah, kind of everything about it is built to be good, and it kind of reflects, in my opinion, the kind of some of the storylines and the characters in Halloween Kills here, where I'm like, you have a great idea, but let's do it really poorly. Let's do it bad. This great idea that I have, let's not do it well. And that's kind of what the whole franchise is to me.
Yeah, I know. I agree for sure. And this movie was just I like you said, they could have done more when they brought back the characters. They could have done more with them, and the nurse died instantly.
And again, it was like fan service, bringing back those classic characters, but then they did it poorly.
Dude, Anthony Michael Hall
frustrating
saying "Evil ends tonight" non-fucking stop was so annoying.
Oh, it became a chant. And, and that should have been the name of the movie. then not Halloween Kills. I don't even like that title. I think it's stupid.
No.
Halloween Evil Ends Tonight would be great, even though it doesn't end. And we'll, obviously, because we got Halloween Ends then coming up, which you could have a different title, I guess, if we went with Halloween Evil Dies Tonight. But so the original movie, even, like, what was the death toll in that movie? Was it 3 total?
Yeah.
3.
This was, it was super minimal. I don't know if it was 3. Yeah.
Which again, kind of is based in reality. It seems more, and like that can give you like this movie was, I mean, ridiculous. And the 2018 one, I'm going to like probably have a tough time separating those two in my mind now, just because they're so similar. And that, okay, so for Halloween Kills, I basically could think of 2 things that I liked about the movie, or that I thought it did well. One of them was, and it's no credit to Halloween Kills, it's just the franchise in general, I like the music. That the Halloween theme song is good.
Oh yeah.
But I did like that Halloween Kills literally picks up immediately after the 2018 Halloween.
Yeah.
And so it is a total continuation to that movie. And so I kind of dug that. I like it when sequels do that. I also like it when they'll, put a gap of time in between or whatever. But when it's like literally we just, the dude's still hanging on the fence or whatever, and the stuff, Jamie Lee Curtis is just being rushed to the hospital. But it picks up immediately after the last one, which I kind of enjoyed. And then I also liked how it does answer the kind of the unanswered questions of the previous 2 movies, which is how the hell did how did he get away, and like what happened, and how did Halloween end with him eventually being in an asylum or whatever, where they all come and see him. So you find out that he went back to the house, the cops there, friggin' stupid Hawkins shot his partner in the neck.
Yeah.
And Michael Myers leaves the house, but is surrounded. Loomis is there, and then you find like Loomis was going to kill him, which he should have, but he wouldn't have. So, because again, Michael Myers is a cartoon; it doesn't matter. Shoot him all you want; he's still gonna come back. But and Hawkins stops him from doing that. So obviously, boom, he goes into the asylum, and then you find out that he survived that 2018 Halloween by going full on Donnie Yen karate master with the firefighters. Like, I was waiting for him to start doing like kung fu movies.
Well,
stuff. It was close.
That shot of him like coming out of the burning house looked cool.
Epic. Yeah, it looked epic for sure.
Oh shit, here we go.
But it was dumb.
It was just like first of all, and this is this ties into the end, and we'll break down the end more so, but like that first scene of him coming out of the house and the end, why is there like just one guy like, I'll go, okay, then I'll go?
Yeah, the whole
dude, you all have axes.
We're gonna do it slowly and one at a time, so he can easily pick us off. And we'll start with the first attempt was just blasting him with water, I guess, was the firefighter. No, and then even that, like the fire hose did not look like a fire. I mean, because a fire hose would blow a person back.
Yeah.
And that obviously didn't do it to Michael Myers, but it also didn't even look like it was a fire hose. So I thought they could have done better with that kind of scene. But to talk about Halloween Kills, you have to talk about the 2018 Halloween, in that again, with like, you got Jamie Lee Curtis, the most useless like heroine or hero of horror franchise, and just again like bad decisions all around. So their plan at the end of 2018 Halloween to kill Michael Myers was to not kill him, to leave, to hopefully he will die by trapping him in the basement and starting the house on fire. I hate crap like that. Like, that's just and they're like, that's probably good, right? Let's leave. Let's head out of here. He's in there. It's burning. And then as they're, when this movie kicks off, you see them rushing in the vehicle, Jamie Lee Curtis bleeding, and the emergency vehicles drive by them on their way, and she's yelling, "No, let it burn. Let it burn." Yeah. No, how about maybe you finish the job when you had the chance? We can't let it burn, lady. It's going to start a wildfire in the area, and it's going to spread all through Haddonfield or whatever the name of this town is. We can't let this fire just roar on. We got to put out the fire. So you should have killed Michael Myers efficiently when you had the chance.
And you and me are similar, where I have like a cynical mind where I'm like, okay, like I love how she's just in the back of that truck, like, let it burn. Like, yeah, those ambulances and those fire trucks are all going to hear you scream as you're driving in the back of this truck. You know what I mean? They're like zooming past you. But yeah, I just like, the 2018 like had more of a, and I didn't like 2018 either. We talked about that. Well, it had more of like a storyline. Like, okay, they're preparing for him to come back. She's been waiting for her entire life, basically since that night, the original night of
Mhm.
him coming back. She's been like training for it. She trained her daughters for it, pretty much. Her daughter for it.
But she
But
didn't, because her daughter's
didn't.
useless and terrible. So their
But
training sucked. Everything sucked. Jamie Lee
It-
Curtis sucks.
in this one,
Laurie Strode sucks.
sucks. In this one, it's like I don't know. It feels very. The plot wasn't that great. There wasn't a great plot.
No,
to
yeah,
it.
it wasn't.
At least
No.
it had more of a plot in the 2018 one. Not great.
Well, again,
nonetheless, but
I think
still.
it did leave them with a lot of potential. There was the kind of, and which I thought was, when I heard about that, that's what they were like, kind of scrapping the stuff in between. So like there are, Halloween 2, Halloween 3, Halloween 4 and 5, or however many they are. They're like, those got a little crazy. And then also the Rob Zombie stuff, he took it in a different direction. That, like, no, we're kind of starting over. So the first episode holds, and then we're going to take it from there now.
Yeah.
And again, like, left them with a lot of opportunity, a lot of different ways they could have gone, and I think they chose poorly. But
Agreed. But I like there were some parts that like I liked about the movie. I had more fun, I guess, with this one because I could be ripping into it more, like, ripped into it a lot. But
that was the only joy I really got out of it, was that it was able to, kind of laugh at it. That's what I started asking. I was like, is it a comedy? Is this supposed to be funny? Because it is. Like, maybe I'm missing it and it's supposed to be a comedy, in which case they're next level kind of comedy. Right. And I got it wrong the whole time. But I don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. But if you're one of those like horror fans that just like, give me the brutal kills, all the carnage.
Even that wasn't as pleasing. Like, there were more brutal kills in Brawl in Cell Block 99, 100%. So, I mean, there were a couple in these Halloween movies where I was like, ooh, that was a pretty brutal kill. But then most of them were dumb. Like, there's a couple that I hated. When one of them was in the firefighters massacre, where I was like, the circular saw, and then again, like, one of the guys fires up, wing, I'm gonna get him, but I'm gonna wait until a couple of these other dudes go first. Well, when Michael Myers kills that guy, try the water first, and then maybe we'll use the saw. But when he goes after the dude with the saw, I believe blood starts spraying out of the saw before it even like connects with the guy, really. So I was like, oh, didn't really land for me. No. And then one of my, like, there was a couple, again, moments in this movie where I was like, something cool could happen here, something cool could, and it didn't happen. Damn it, why didn't you do that? Like, one of them was, all right, so you got to get into some of the characters, like, and that's another thing. All right, so the main reason that I didn't really like this movie was because I didn't like any of the characters. Like, none of them are likable, and like. No. So I wasn't rooting for anybody. If I was rooting for anybody, it was Michael Myers. I did want him to kill all of these people. I was like, you're all dumb and you all deserve to die. Yeah. And you're just like shoehorned in here. So, it did go woke in certain ways, and it was kind of subtle the way that it did. But you had to get the gay couple in there. You had to get the interracial couple in there. But so in that interracial couple, who the old boomer lady was playing with a drone for whatever reason, and Michael Myers can teleport, and now he's in their bathroom or whatever room that was. But he ends up killing both of these people, right? But the way that he kills the lady, and she grabs like the chef's knife, the classic kind of chef's knife. Michael Myers goes for the weapon of a fluorescent bulb and pulls it out of the light fixture, breaks it, and then goes up and stabs her in the face with it, like through the neck into the face. Kind of cool. But what could have happened here and what should have happened here and would have been awesome is, as she was dying and like fell down, if he would have like subtly and like easily just like grabbed the knife from her, like trade, and now I got a knife. Yeah, that would have just been a cool scene, and like kind of gave you a little like Michael Myers is kind of a badass.
Instead of that, he used Lenny Clark as like a knife holder.
Just put a knife after knife.
Yeah.
And so, there's like those character dynamics. So we had that unbelievable couple that was just, I did not believe them in that whole scenario. The drone, I don't even know why there was a drone. It was weird. It was just weird. And then the Johns, Seriously,
Little John.
Big
Yeah.
John and Little John is the best you could do. You couldn't give them normal names, or
Yeah.
maybe that was like, if that was like a throwback to something earlier in the franchise, I guess I could have got it. But I was just like, what a couple dumb characters, dumb names, and a
Yeah.
dumb scene playing this dumb, spooky record, dancing, smoking weed, like just a dumb scene. And with their interaction with the kids was stupid.
So the interaction with the kids when they go up to the house, and she's like, "Oh, he had a piece of your candy, whatever," and he got a razor.
Ate a razor blade.
First of all, wouldn't you be like, "Wait, we didn't have any razor blades in our kid"? Like, wouldn't
I didn't do
it's
that.
your
That wasn't my
candy.
razor blade.
Yeah, exactly. What are you talking about? It's just so dumb. But one of my favorite, least favorite, if that makes sense. Like, I just loved how bad it was. How like the black couple in the car. And the nurse,
Vanessa,
nurse,
the worst shot of all
she takes
time.
the gun from her boyfriend. She's like, "You don't know how to use this motherfucking thing."
I know how to use this thing. I can
Yeah,
shoot
she
this.
takes it, whatever. And then eventually, like as like chaos ensues, like she like runs like
Ran
30
away.
yards.
Yeah, where'd she?
But
Because
she,
then
like,
all of a sudden she's coming from way down the street.
She goes like 30 yards away from the
Yeah.
car, and
So
like, she's
first she bailed. That's what
yes,
I gathered
but she
from that
gets
is
away-
she
yeah.
bailed. She was like, "Screw Marcus. I don't even care. I'm out of here."
yeah, when she gets away from the car like 30 feet for some odd reason, 30 yards. Then she could have gotten closer for a closer shot at Michael. Instead, she's like,
She just shoots up the vehicle. She shot the vehicle up. She did a pretty good job of that. Just
Wow.
putting holes in a vehicle.
I did when Michael made her shoot herself. That was like I said, the person to cheer for in this movie.
Good. Die.
was
You
Michael.
suck. That lady
Yeah.
sucked. Vanessa
Michael
sucks.
Myers.
Marcus sucks.
Yep.
And
yep.
that was another one of the woke kind of deals because they're dressed up for Halloween. He's dressed up as a doctor. She's dressed up as a nurse. And then
Yeah.
you find out that she's a doctor and he's a nurse.
Yeah.
Oh, suck it, patriarchy. We got
Yeah,
a
you
lady
got
doctor
us.
here.
You got us, man.
Well, and you had mentioned how like kind of the way that it was being sold and like a lot of the kind of the marketing around the movie was like women taking power and charging up against evil or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, they fail and they all sucked at it. Like, so I was like, well, great job with your dumb message. You failed at even delivering that. You guys are stupid.
Do you think that I can't remember her name, Laurie Strode's daughter?
Allison.
Do you think she actually died at the end? It was weird. It was almost like
yeah,
a little.
Karen certainly did, right? And she was there.
That's her
so
daughter.
I'm like,
Karen's her daughter.
Karen's
That's what I
Laurie's
meant.
daughter.
Yeah, Laurie's daughter.
Yeah,
But-
I think she died.
It was weird how they filmed it. It almost looked like they were like they didn't show she's like blocking
Well,
something.
I think that's sort of a throwback to the original Halloween series because that was actually like intentional that they didn't show a lot of blood and a lot of gore in that movie. So you get the stabbing motions and all that, but it's not like squirt, blood everywhere. And it could have been
squirt.
sort of just
it just wasn't.
yeah, different.
Yeah.
But so I think it could have been kind of like that. But I mean, he teleported into that room, I guess, because
How did he get her so fast with all those cops in front of the house? He just got there. He took an Uber.
He's a cartoon. He probably had one of those Acme black holes, put it on the wall and just boop, walk right through. I don't know. Michael Myers. And that's another thing that makes it just, I'm like, there's no stakes. There's nothing. There's just people I hate and an unkillable bad guy.
Yeah.
The boogeyman, the shape. I like that how they refer to him as the shape. And that came from like the original sort of ideas. And I wish they would have kept to that. Like, cause even like the mask, like, and especially in these later movies, I thought it was less effective and less creepy than like when it's like a brand new, like that normal Michael Myers mask
Yeah.
is more creepy to me than like a mangled one that's supposed to probably kind of look a little even more threatening and intimidating and just,
Yeah.
but I like in the original Halloween series, like there's a scene where with Jamie Lee Curtis and how that's where he's down, right? And that's another, like just this whole franchise is that one and done. I'm going to stab you once. And then when you drop to the ground, I will leave my weapon, walk away and just relax. Like, oh, it's over.
Typical horror movie trope. Like, I'm going to leave it
And
here.
so she's sitting there and then all of a sudden he sits up in the background.
Yeah.
Right. And then like even later he stands up and that happens, like he's blurry the whole time. And that it's almost like just a shape And I like
Yeah.
that's more intimidating to me than that great shot of him walking out the fire and everything, where it's just like crystal clear and 4K HD, looked like you walking through your television. Yeah, I'm not afraid of that. But like the sort of the
When
blurry,
he
kind
like
of
leans up in the
obscured kind of
background
stuff in
too.
the background,
Yeah.
that's what could get me. But
Yeah,
yeah.
like the original movie actually had, whether you know people were scared of it or not, whatever. Back then, I'm sure they were, but like they actually built suspense in that movie because it was
Mhm.
dark, it was kind of grim, and like you know the house and stuff when they're at the at the end, like you didn't know where he was all the time,
In
and
that original movie, the I can't remember which one of her friends. It might have been God, I think Amy was maybe a name. One of the girls
oh
who was
right,
babysitting the other girl, and she was doing laundry
oh
in the detached laundry room that is
yeah.
across the yard and a path that you need to walk to get to their laundry. Is that a thing? I've
By the way,
never heard or seen that in my entire life. A detached laundry room.
it's so weird, and it's so weird that she got like a little spill on her. She had to wash all her clothes, like all her clothes had to be
Just
washed immediately, like, all right, that's weird. Did you know that Bob Odenkirk is in this movie?
yeah, and credited as Bob. I didn't see him though. I saw him when I was flipping through the IMDb list, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Where was Bob?" I didn't see him.
So he was on the TV during the news report, and it was a picture of Bob Odenkirk from like when he was in high school, and they used his picture as like he was one of the victims
Ah,
because he looked like the guy in the original movie with the glasses that got stabbed against the cabinet, and
sure.
they couldn't get a picture of that guy, so
They
Bob
used
Odenkirk's
Bob
name was in the
Odenkirk.
picture. Yeah,
All right.
kind of the coolest part of the movie. No,
Yeah, that
well maybe
yeah, but probably that I would give it because Bob Odenkirk is unquestionably cool.
yes,
Yeah.
dude. That the ending like was so annoying too. Like, why are you taking turns? Like, why aren't you all just swinging? Why are you stopping and staring at him? First of
Well,
all,
and that's
go over to town.
when your weapon of choice is Old Hickory. I want you
Oh
dead.
man,
You
yeah,
are a moron, and
yeah,
it's not even his bat. It was the bat of the bar owner guys. His
yeah.
grand, but then all of a sudden Tommy's like, "This is my." I'm like thinking I'm Negan now in The Walking Dead. I got my
Right.
bat. I'm gonna walk around dumb, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's was sort of kind of one of the inspirations for that being the weapon of choice. Where they're like, "I love The Walking Dead. Have you seen The Walking Dead? Negan, great character. We got to give someone a bat."
Yes.
Like, dumb, bad idea.
Yeah.
Another thing that I like noticed, and this was through the 2018, and I think it applied to Halloween Kills, but time means nothing. There's no such thing. Like so, in the 2018, what's I can't remember the black kid's name who was the star of that one of the 2018, the
Yes.
kid who gets out and runs away. My favorite character in that movie by far. He is like his babysitter's putting him to bed. And then like they cut scene to like mass trick-or-treaters out just still trick. So it's like it's not only is it this kid's bedtime, but it's also still prime trick-or-treating hours
Yeah.
with kids even younger than him. It's like, so what time is it in this thing? Is it like time doesn't matter? And then like that, it's even in the first Halloween when they're going to right. So Laurie is going to babysit Tommy, who
Yep.
in the beginning of the movie they're like walking to school and they kind of cross paths. Hey, what's up? We're walking to blah 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 blah. Well, to go babysit him later that night, she's got to go on a car ride that lasts until dark. Her and her friend, like they get in the car and they drive for days. You know, it seems like just forever they're driving. Now, granted, they are rolling around smoking a doob, which again kind of made me laugh because they already built up Laurie's character as being like like smart, like she's answering the weird question in class, and even she like that's part of the reason why she became so unlikable to me earlier was somebody made a comment about her like not dating or whatever. She's like, oh, guys don't like me because I'm smart, kind of a thing. It's like, yeah, you're not smart though, you're dumb. Every decision you've made in this movie is proven that. But yeah, so like time is weird, relationships are weird, everything's weird. I just like there's not a lot of continuity to it, I don't think. And they just were shoehorning stuff in, especially in Kills with like all the old casts. You got the Marion.
Yeah, and there was one. It's funny you mentioned like the time jumps too. Lindsay like was running away from Michael Myers, and she hides in that like embankment, right? And she's fine.
I love this. I love that whole thing too is great. Like because Michael Myers does the slow walk kind of thing, and then she runs away from him just a little ways, and then it's like I'm gonna take a break here, and I'm just gonna hide and and he's methodically still making his way, but
he's like walking on the
keep going, and all you got to
Yeah.
do is a brisk walk and don't stop, and he will never catch you. You know.
Well, the thing is too, so she kind of hides in that embankment, and he keeps on
Mhm.
going. And the movie cuts away. Then when we come back, she's like bloodied and bruised. So it's like, so did he find her? We just didn't see it. What happened? And they rush her to the hospital. Like she needs to be seen immediately. So there
Well,
was
she's
like,
a genius
cut.
too, because and that again another is part of the poor decisions. They all
Yeah.
rush back to the hospital, which has become ground zero for everything. Apparently, like where the entire town is, because when people yell for help in the middle of nowhere, no one shows up because they're presumably all at the hospital. But yeah, so Lindsay basically watches. She tells the kids to run when Michael Myers is there, and they take off. Smart kids. She watches as he murders two people with guns and a useless doctor guy in a vehicle, and then goes at him with a bag of bricks.
That took her hours to get. It seemed like hours to grab those bricks.
Just another great weapon of choice, a bag of bricks.
Why did it take her
And
so
she hits
long?
him with it like twice, which is just unfazed. And yeah, like she again.
Everybody's
I'm
got
pissed
guns.
that she got away.
bricks.
I was
Yeah.
pissed when she started hiding and Michael Myers walked by her and then went over the bridge. I was like, damn it, she
Yeah.
needs to die. She's a moron.
Yeah.
Moron.
There was, I mean, like David Gordon Green, whoever his name is, the director, and like Danny McBride and all these guys, like they should just stick to comedy. I don't know, it just didn't
Well, and
work.
again, that might have been what this was. I don't know. It would certainly made me laugh more than it did anything else. But and then like I also found a lot of those scenes where like everything slows down and it's a slow dramatic, but it's like nothing really happening. Just be some useless sort of deal, like someone walking down a hallway to come to a room. And I was like, are you stretching for time? Is that what this scene is? Like you're just
Yeah.
like we gotta fill some time. Let's do a real slow long take of this meaningless moment.
Dude, my biggest problem with the movie overall might be the script. There's a lot of like really corny, cheesy dialogue that people would not talk like that, like at all.
Right.
Like it's almost like the kid from the Breakfast Club. What's his name?
Anthony Michael Hall. He's got some stinker of lines.
Almost like he's like a head coach in the locker room at a football game.
When he
like,
was firing up
it's like,
you,
it was
you
constant.
find him, you let me know. Like, and like he's running the show. He's like Tommy sucks. That's a note I have. I literally wrote Tommy sucks.
Sucks.
'Cause Tommy does suck.
Oh.
And the whole idea again, like that. Yeah, great idea. Round up the town, get everybody together. Let's find and beat the shit out of this guy. But you did it all wrong. And numerous times they're like, we'll split up. That's another great method I like where someone's like, you guys wait here. Unprotected and armed or whatever, and then I'm gonna go solo and investigate this thing. Dead, and then the other people are in a bad situation. It's just everything they do is frustrating.
Yeah. Well, my biggest thing too is like, how do they think that guy from the mental hospital that got out with Myers was Michael Myers?
He
How would
looked
you
like the
confuse-
Penguin from Batman
Yes,
Returns.
Yes.
I was like, and you're chasing him around, and then so like, there's also a part where they're like, we don't know what he looks like because he's always wearing the mask, but he wasn't always wearing the mask because he was in this institution forever, and that was like just even that scene in 2018 at the very beginning when the two people who are doing the podcast or whatever about it come to meet Michael Myers, and they got the mask and they hold it out. Like as he's with his back to him, like they can't walk around. Like I'm getting in your face, Michael Myers.
Yeah.
I'm going to make you avoid me around that little square that you're chained to at least. But no, they just let him stay facing away as they talk to his back. And then when they're in the bar and kills, when all this is going on, and they do that news report where it's like, the institution, the bus crash, 2 escape deals. They show Penguin. And then the again with the camera kind of goes blurry, and they show the other guy, obviously Michael Myers.
Yeah.
But so at no point through the 40 years has there been like a published picture or a thing where they knew Michael Myers was like 6'4", and this person they're chasing around the hospital, which again was like this guy also deserved to die. So when he jumped, I was like, good, you're a moron. He goes to like the epicenter of everything. That was his plan to go there. I don't know, but for them to confuse or mistake him for Michael Myers was unbelievable.
So Michael Myers, even without seeing his face, apparently he went from being like 6'4", 6'5" to like a 5'4" fat guy like
Right.
that. Easy to get
We've
confused.
never saw him
Wow.
without the mask. That mask
Ugh.
adds a foot and
Yeah, exactly.
muscle and everything. This
Yes.
could very well be him.
He
This
takes it off. He becomes like a
Danny
fat couch potato
DeVito
guy.
looking dude running
Yeah.
around so that was comical to me as well. They didn't know what he was looked like, even though he was on TV and had been in chains for 40 years and studied by doctors and was
Yeah.
the subject of a podcast apparently. I don't know, but yeah, nope, they didn't know what he looked like. They confused the
Nope.
other guy.
Well, you got any final thoughts on this bad boy?
I mean, it's just like I will watch Halloween Ends when it comes out now. I wouldn't have before, and I'm like you kind of and we should do it a watch along, I think, because like I said, this would have been a fun one to do as a watch along, because I just was making fun of it the whole time and I enjoy it. Like it's coming up watching Mystery Science Theater 3000 and stuff like that, like it's that's fun. But so I will watch Halloween Ends, but I expect to not enjoy it the way that they want me to. I'll enjoy it the way I enjoy it, but it was a fun watch just for that alone.
You're gonna
is this movie worth anything to like? No, it
No.
sucks. It's
a throwaway
stupid
movie.
and it's not. I'm not opposed to like slasher films or gore or horror or whatever. It's just this wasn't done well, and I know I'm going to get hate in the comments or whatever. Probably there are people that love this franchise. That's the deal with anything like that, any pop culture kind of thing. But I'm like, yeah, you're wrong. This movie's stupid, and you're dumb for loving it.
I've been a fan of the Halloween franchise for a while, but but not like a fan. You know what I mean? Like I use that. I just like watching them during. It's like watching Home Alone during Christmas. Like I just watch it during Halloween. And stuff
I'll
like
bump Home Alone anytime. That's a classic.
Great movie. Yeah. But the thing is, you're gonna hate Halloween Ends even more because the director has come out and said, so Halloween Kills and Halloween 2018 were on the same night, right?
Right.
Halloween Ends is apparently going to be during the time it's filmed, so it's going to be coming out in 2022, so it's going to be like based in 2021, 2022.
So a couple like 3-4 years after.
Yeah, we're going to time jump after that night. And he said that he's going to address COVID and political things in the movie as well.
Thank God.
You could have COVID deaths in Halloween.
Like that's well, they better mark them as COVID deaths. Yes, Michael Myers stabbed a fluorescent light through your neck.
Hold on a sec, though. Do you think Myers is vaxxed? Do you think
Myers
vaxxed?
is, I think, patient 0 for COVID? He started as just another the long game. It's how he's killing people.
Yep.
But giving them the worst disease known to man, that is a death sentence.
I think you're
for
right.
sure.
Yeah, the movie overall, like I had fun with it just because it was just like, wow, like this is ridiculous, whatever. But yeah, I think the best sequel still for Halloween is Halloween 2 from back in 1981, like that one back then, because the best character of all the movies back in the days were Donald Pleasance. He was the best. Sam Loomis, Dr. Loomis, like he was like a legit actor. He sold Michael Myers in the first one, like 1978 movie, almost better than Michael Myers himself, just the way this dialogue was.
I'd agree with that.
There's nobody been like that since.
But, and that's I do not remember any of that movie, Halloween 2. So I'll have to go back and watch those.
Halloween 2 is a continuation off of the first 1978 night, so same night. So
but now with Halloween 2018, none of that matters, right? That Halloween 2.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I didn't even get it. I don't know what they're doing. Like that's why I like Friday the 13th 1, Friday the 13th 2. Although that, like they said, they started Friday the 13th with the mom being the killer, and then Jason comes with the supernatural craziness and all the ones following. But they all just follow that timeline, and they're all numbered. Yeah. And then you got the same with Friday the 13th. But even still, like I said, I don't think I would enjoy any of those nowadays.
No, you wouldn't. No, I know for sure you wouldn't.
Well, they're too laughable. Everything's predictable. The jump scares don't work. Even when they're trying to set the mood and to do the thing, I'm like, okay, I see what you're doing here. It's not, and it doesn't work. It only works. It takes real skill and stuff, I think, to do that. That's why we had talked recently about like The Shining and just the way that was shot and the way Jack Nicholson's performance took it. You need to have all of those things firing. And like Jamie Lee Curtis is not a great actress. She's
Yeah.
not. She's been in great movies. She's had a long career, but she's not like that. You know, not and
Upper
Jack
echelon.
Nicholson is on a whole other level.
Yep.
And just those scenes when he was flipping out in The Shining are so disturbing and so engaging and so everything. Like it's like brilliant filmmaking
Oh yeah.
all around. There's not even a hint of that in like this entire world. You
Nope.
know, the closest, like I said, I do like that ding 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 ding.
Yeah, that's
the
legendary.
music, which is also John Carpenter.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. But
Legendary.
other than that, nah. And there was so much potential with the character of Michael Myers and there's just the idea of like the babysitter murder type stuff. There's a lot of potential there to be great, and I think it fails on every attempt. Screw you, Halloween lovers.
I liked Myers for the most part. I thought he looked. There's some movies where he looks like really hunched over, like Halloween 4. Like he looks super hunched over. His mask looks really weird, but like this one and like the original one, he actually like looks like an intimidating presence. Like at least he's big and he looks,
Right.
like he would be a killer or whatever. But I don't know, man. But we're gonna do more of these for different movies. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna do reactions like normal. We're gonna do like these little 30-minute or so of videos of us just talking about shows and movies and stuff. So, like Brandon,
it'll
like
be
we
fun.
talked about before, it's gonna be wide open.
Just a random question, kind of still on this topic though of Halloween Kills, is have you watched any reviews or any videos of people talking about it? What do you have any idea of what the general reaction is? Because I have none, and I don't know. Like I did. The only thing I saw was like a headline about. I think it was on Twitter as I was thumbing through about like the box office results of this movie, and they were pleased with them, especially with a simultaneous streaming release on Peacock, that the whatever it took in at the theaters was pretty good. So like people are going to see this movie. People
That's
are
a huge
checking
franchise.
it out.
Yeah.
Are they liking it though? Is my question.
I've seen a few reaction videos or review videos, and I've seen a person like talk about how they loved it and they got like a lot of likes and a lot of comments that were good. I've seen somebody say that they like did not like it. They thought it was bad. Cody Leach is a guy who I watch sometimes, and he did a review of the movie, and he does like positives, then mixed thoughts, and then negatives. Positives, he's like, yeah, the kills are cool, and mixed is like blah blah blah, and then he goes into the negatives, and he goes, ultimately didn't like it, and he's like a Halloween fan. And yeah, it's like a wide range, but the thing is, like, for all these different opinions of people who liked it, hated it, mixed, like everybody's getting kind of like positive feedback in the comments, like for each video, like, yeah, I liked it
So
too.
it is
Or, I hate
just
it
a
too.
really mixed reaction.
Overall,
to this
like, did I think good? No, I mean, obviously not a good movie. Did I like have fun just sitting back and like eating popcorn and watching like a stupid movie? I had fun. I actually had fun with it. You know what I mean? But
you got to check out those ones I told you about, the Final Girls.
Yes.
And even Freaky. But the Final Girls was better than Freaky, I thought. But like those are just fun, dumb movies. I don't expect to be like, terrified or whatever, or any of the they're not real horror movies. But that's what I like when they kind of know what they are. They're a little more self-aware. So they're like, we're gonna make fun of ourselves because this is all stupid.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
I'm still looking for a great modern like horror movie or scary movie that like works, that lands. For me to name stuff that would fall in that category, they'd all be older, and they're the usual suspects: The Exorcist, The Shining, stuff
usual
like that.
Suspects, scary.
That is a terrifying
Kaiser
movie.
Soze. No, but I think like I don't know, like I like the Conjuring movies. Did they like terrify me? No, but they were at least, I don't know, good.
I'd say one of the closest for me, and again, I think it was like overrated and overhyped and stuff like that, but was the Blair Witch Project. And the biggest criticism or like negative I have of that movie was that it did make me car sick. Like I got motion sickness watching it, which wasn't pleasant. But other than that, like I liked what they were doing and how it was done and what it was about. And
we should just people are gonna catch this, but who cares? We should just make this video. We're gonna make it like a title, like Halloween review, whatever. We should just like have like talking Halloween and talking horror movie. We just have like we can kind of all over the place, which is cool. Cool with me. I don't care.
But it is definitely centered on Halloween, and I mean it's not even so much just Halloween Kills, but Halloween in general, because we did talk you even snuck in some of those, some stuff about 2 and whatever. So like we're hitting all the Halloweens, but yeah, and that leads you to discussion of other movies. So I'm not opposed to those movies. I like those kind of movies. I just want them to be good, and I haven't seen a good one. So maybe if you're watching in the comments or whatever, you have a movie that is, like a truly great horror movie, even if it is a slasher flick or whatever. Put it in the comments. I'd love to watch it, but this didn't land. This didn't hit it for me.
After seeing just the massive support for our last Twin Peaks video, our first one actually, I think we got to bring that back as well at some point.
I want you to at least finish season 1. It it gets you as you already know that it's weird, but it gets weird.
Yeah,
you haven't even seen weird yet.
And I like how much I hate it, kind of thing.
Sure.
I don't hate it, whatever. I just kind of like I like making fun of the biker guy. I would call, like I just like dicking around with that stuff, but. Yeah, we got to bring that back, and we're gonna kind of, it's like I said, just wide open.
Formats might change a little bit, content, whatever. But we enjoy watching stuff and talking about it and doing things like that. I think we'll do some together where we're in the same room, watching something or just talking about it, whatever. And we'll do some stuff across the internet like this. But yeah, whatever. Screen time.
People should like us, like this video. People should subscribe because we're going to have more videos coming out, of course. And we do have like a Facebook, Screen Time on Facebook. I do believe we have like an Instagram as well. We don't really touch the Instagram. We didn't really touch the Facebook much really either. But just like, like us here on YouTube, that'd be awesome. Give us a subscribe if you would do that. That'd be cool. And just kind of spread the word if you see something that we like, especially we're going to continue Twin Peaks or whatever. Let people know about it. That'd be cool.
Yeah. See you on the internet.
See you guys.